1 second, guys. Doesn't seem to load. What's going on there? Connecting. This might be me as well. Alright, but at least we got 2 tables, and let me just set them up. And we got also a 3rd table here. Perfect. Facing half pot here. Okay, this one we're live on Twitch. Just gotta double check if YouTube is also working. 1 second, guys. And we have the 4th table, which is going to be here. Perfect, and then we can go to the overview. There we go. Alright. We are live on Twitch. Let's see if this also works. The YouTube, but I can't see it. You just guys let me know. That works or not, but we have the nuts on table 2, which is always a good thing, although it's just a limped pot. But let's see. If he goes for bet, we can go for a check raise, which he does, which is good. And we're gonna go for a massive check raise on the turn. And unfortunately just folds. And let's zoom back out. Oh, now we got quite a few tables. Just give me a second to set them all up. And one of the tables is bugging, which is not great, but hey. Let's see, so table 1 is this one, which I'm going to sit out because we're heads up and we have enough other tables going. But let's quickly play this hand, call a 3-bet. We have a little something going on, definitely calling. It's a small bet. Let me know if the fan, if you guys can hear the fan or if it's fine. Interesting card, 7 definitely better for us. We don't have any, basically now we don't have any 7x and he's kind of all over pair, so we just need to fold against a double barrel. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this table now. No need to play heads up. And then we can bring in this table instead. So table 1 could be this one, where we just check call the small flop c-bet. Big blind against button. Goes check on a turn, which is really nice. And river. Curious whether we could go for a very small value bet. I actually think so. I think it's better than check calling. Against a 9, pocket queens, pocket jacks. Still have some missed draws. And I think I also have to leave this table because it's bugging. And we get a fold. Alright, so we have table 1, then we have table 2 over here, which is not the same table as this one, so it's this one. Perfect. Then we have table 3, which is this one, and table 4, which is this one. We have the ace 4. Perfect. Alright, let's go to table 3, where somebody limped. We're gonna raise it up. And we take it down. Table 1, we went for somewhat loose open. Gonna start with a small c-bet. Could also check back. You could also go for larger bets. Have everything fine here on this flop. So let me see if we're still live on Twitch. And if you guys can hear the fan. Go for a check raise. She does. Yeah, you guys can hear the fan, so I guess I have to turn that off. Alright, and then YouTube. I don't think we're live on YouTube. I never understand why it doesn't work on YouTube. Something with the... No, it says we're live here, so... Let me know, guys, if you can also see it. Yeah, here we are live. Okay, never mind. Alright, alright. Discord announcement is out as well. That's perfect. Let me open the chat in YouTube there. But yeah, I think you were able to hear the fan, so I turned it off now. Yeah, you can unfortunately hear the fan. So I have to turn it off. It's quite hot here too in Italy. But, well, we'll be fine. Won't promise to stream too long if I start sweating too much. But wanted to continue the Bankroll challenge a bit. I'll try to keep it on the lowest settings, the fan. And you guys let me know if that's too annoying or not. Table 3 we face this interesting small 3-bet against which I think we'll have to call. And against half pot we just have to fold. And in table 1 we define a blind. We blind. Actually don't mind going for a stab now after he checks twice. And going for a large bet. Having a spade would be a bit better. But I think on a lot of runouts we get to him to fold. This unfortunately won't be one of them because he's gonna, you know, the hand that he checks on the flop and then calls a turn is gonna be a queen a lot. Now he tanks as well, thinking about donking. So not going to fall for this. I don't really rep a queen a lot, and yeah, what a surprise, he does have a queen. But I think if the runner breaks out, he's just gonna always fold. So even though my hand is maybe not the best candidate, just bluffing there might be fine. And he goes for a 25x open raise. Interesting. Maybe a misclick there. Alright, let me get the YouTube chat up as well, just in case anybody watches there. Let me know which platform you guys prefer, YouTube or Twitch. And there is the chat. There we go. There we go, now we have everything set up. Here we open, we got 2 calls. Gonna start off with a small c-bet on table 2 against small blind and big blind. Get 1 call from the big blind relatively quickly, so it's not really thinking about raising. We have an overcard. We don't block any of his floats. I think we can go and fire another bet there. Even with a hand that has very little equity, and we do take it down. Awesome. So yeah, today is day 14 of the Bankroll. Bankroll is currently at, let me double check, we are at 878 bucks. So yeah, not too far off 50NL, but obviously still some time to go until we reach a 1k to play 50NL. But tables are looking good, so I'm positive. I'm just gonna try and get on a few more waiting lists. So, well, we are on a waiting list already, so you can potentially also get a 4th in the 5th table. Here we play 600 on table 1, just gonna open raise the king 10. It's a bit loose, but 6-handed with the ante, I think it's fine. Think now it's better with the fan, but you guys still let me know if you can hear it in the background or not. Or I will double check in the stream, I guess. And we flop pretty nicely, but it's a flop where we have to be somewhat careful. So I'm gonna start with a check on table 1. Multi-way as well. in position flat calls can have 10s, 9s, queen, jack a lot. If you see a check back, we should pretty much always have the best hand. Well, of course, big blind could wake up with something, but gonna feel a lot more comfortable than if he puts out a large bet there. Which I will probably just call. Like if I raise, I really only get very clear value from 10-9. He does check back after taking a while. Now I think it's time to go for value. I think I'm starting with a... there's actually a lot of pair plus draws that can call one larger bet against our perceived ace, queen, ace, jack. Could also just start with a small bet. We get one call. Diamond comes in on river. It's not great. He can have all the ace-high flush draw, king x of diamonds. But we definitely go for another bet against his king, jack, king, queen. And the question just what sizing, but I think just like normal size. It's gonna work fine here. And hope we don't get raised. If we get raised, it's super tough for him to bluff. Or we just take it down. Peter says good luck, thank you very much. Let me know if you can hear the fan in the background or not, if that's a problem. Alright, we have those 4 tables going, no other tables. On table 4 we have a recreational right here. We got a 5th table just now, which is this one. 1 second. There we go. And table 4 we have a limp pot against our friend here. Flop a pair, which is decent. And he checks back, so I'm just gonna lead out. Gain some value, get some protection. And when he raises, I'm just out of there. When recreation has check back and then raise, it's very strong. Sure, sometimes he's gonna have a flush draw. But not gonna find out with a random 7. Alright, no other hands at the moment. So slow start to the challenge. Didn't really get anything. A lot of new players. I remember when I was streaming last month. I recognized a lot of the players, but apparently they all either moved up or are different ones now. Just gonna try to see who the regs are. Who plays on multiple tables. Real fan, this guy plays on multiple tables. So we'll give him a reg tag. As well this guy and this guy. Table 4 we have a playable hand with the ace jack. The recreational opens, so we're definitely going to bump this up. Playing pretty much every hand so far now. This guy plays pretty much every hand, so very happy to 3-bet even against early position. As long as we don't get 4-bet, obviously. We do just see a call, which is good news. Don't flop any pair yet, but we have some backdoors. And MP tanks, which is not a favorite thing, and then leads out for pot. Against smaller sizings we could potentially float to bluff later, but here we just call our pairs and our flush draws and don't really have to float much else. And no other hands at the moment. Over on table 5 we got pretty looking king jack, which yeah, Georgian's hotkey still doesn't work. Okay, but we're going to 3-bet regardless against an open raise from under the gun. We just take it down. And then on table 1 I'm gonna make this 10 big blinds against the guy who just posted, and then a raise to 2 big blinds. He calls. Pretty decent flop for us. Starting off with a small bet. We get a call, and turn I'm going to check. If this is a recreational, I want to give him the chance to bluff. Betting also gets kind of thin on the 8. Some draws complete. And I want to give him the chance to spaz off. He goes for a relatively large bet. Would have preferred a somewhat smaller sizing, but obviously we're not going anywhere. We don't block king 10 suited. He can obviously have all the sets, but yeah, we're definitely calling on this river where nothing really completes. We're definitely calling down. He's gonna have queen jack, ace queen, ace jack, missed hearts, maybe 8-7. That's going for the bluff. But he does just check back and we win. Didn't fall for it this time. Really good hand also to call down. But yeah, win a decent sized pot there. And we're gonna get another hand right away. Actually thinking of just flat calling this. I really don't want to see a 4-bet. So I'm just gonna flat call the 9s there. Play a pot that way. You don't hear the fan, that's good. Without the fan, I think I would just have sweat running down my face in a few seconds. Just go for a small step here. You could also check back, both is fine. But I think he's not going to be aggressive enough, and I can just basically get to see all 5 cards for a small step there, I'd assume. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to check back the turn. And then also check back the river. On the 10, I don't think we really get the value bet. We win against 7s. That's great. Table 2, we open race and took it down. Table 3, we have a playable hand as well. Ideally, we get to open race. 3-betting is early position. Something we could do on an occasion. And I think this time we're gonna go for it. But definitely not a slam down 3-bet. But I'm not sure if you guys noticed, EP was tanking for a while. Could be that he's playing a lot of tables, or that he just has aces and wants to get some action. But usually when people tank before the open race, they're going to be quite weak. This time, I guess he got us. And the read was wrong, but on average, should be more aggressive when people are tanking pre-flop. And we also have a 6 table now, which is going to be the maximum that I'm going to play, which is this one. Seems like that's just all regs, but that's okay with me. Table 2, we have a playable hand. We're going to open race. And yeah, let's see if we get some action. And see if we can get another winning session, moving closer to the to a goal of 1k, so we can move up to 15L, which would be awesome. But let's see. This guy until 1 definitely a recreational. He doesn't reload. So we'll take that down. And we got the good old ace king on table 5 over here. Let's see if we can get some action there. And I got one more table, but I'm not going to be able to play that table. So let's just not sit it. Take it down. Table 1 with pocket sixes. And we get a 3-bet to 25 big blinds. Unfortunately, can't do anything with the pocket sixes there. And no other hands at the moment. Alright, I guess I'll use this second to announce the news for everybody who's here. So I recently, let me just see this hand, we are folding. Recently released a new coaching program, Path to Mid-Stakes, something that I'm really excited about, because it's basically created something that I wish I had when I started out. And it's a program designed for people playing micros, playing low stake. If you're playing 25 NL like this, 50 NL, even 100 NL, trying to get to mid stakes, you want to make it to 100, 200, 500. I think this is going to be the program, a three months program where you get all the knowledge on how to play all those spots, how to theoretically play like in position, out of position in 3-bet pots, what sizings to use, and it's going to be 10 one-on-one sessions where we can cover all those elements divided over 3 months. You will get a weekly study segment that I record myself. Every week I'll upload one. There's going to be a private Discord with all the other students that are involved, with the 2 coaches. And so if you are interested in that, definitely check out our full announcement on Discord, or just text me and send me a message on Discord. Pretty nice river there. We river a set. He could have queen 10 still, but I think he would bet it at some point. Pretty much looks like a jack. So we're just going for a raise now, trying to make it look like we have 10-9. And trying to steal the pot. Or, yeah, that's kind of the hand that I would use as a bluff there. Hoping he has like jack 10, queen jack. But he folds rather quickly. So it looks like he was just bluffing himself. We took this one down as well. Table 6. Kind of tempting to complete for one more big blind. Probably not the GTO line, but hey, I'm a sucker for good odds, and here for one more big blind. At least flop top pair. Let's see if this is gonna backfire. Obviously, the reason you don't want to play these hands multi-way is generally you only flop like very marginal top pairs, very marginal second pairs, and facing this large bet and from a guy under the gun, I'm actually straight up folding when he bets into 4 players out of position. And no other hands going on at the moment. Let me see if the stream and everything is working well. 1 second. Here, table 1 blindy blind against a somewhat small open raise. Gonna defend the queen 5 off. And we see a very quick check on the board. That's very good for him. Could start just blasting this, to be honest. But I'm gonna start with a check piak. And then if he checks to me again, use opportunity to bluff there. It's a nice turn to bluff on when the spade completes as well. And he checks again rather quickly. So, gonna go for this now. Expect him to call 1. Wow, he actually goes for the raise. Interesting. So now we know that his checking on this board is rather strong. Bit of a weird line, but okay. And on table 6, we're going for the 3-bet against the hijack. Taking it down. And No other hands at the moment. Just some folds. Yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about the bankroll challenge that I'm currently doing. The goal is to get from 500 bucks to 5k, and we're currently at almost 900, getting close to reaching our goal of getting close to 1k, where we can move up to 50 now. Table 3, you have a playable hand. Definitely gonna bump this up against MP. And hoping not to see a 4-bet. Against 4-bet we would need to fold. We just dominated a lot by his 4-betting range. He's gonna 4-bet king jack suited, ace queen offsuit, ace jack suited, so even though we have a pretty looking hand, we just have to fold. Table 4, we got the pocket jacks. And we get a flat call from the recreational. MT Faz 999088. Hey, how are you doing? Doing well. How about you? Going to start with a small bet here on table 4, flopping middle set. Obviously amazing against the recreational. And on this turn, I'm going to check to him. If he has an ace, he's always going to bet himself. And if he has some random air, I want him to step. And he goes for the pot bet sizing. This is obviously music to my ears. The question is just, do we raise right away? I think we do call. Just if he has an ace, would assume he's always going to bet the river, and if he doesn't, I expect him to just well, or at least give him the chance to barrel. But unfortunately, just checks back on the river, so probably was just bluffing there and didn't improve. Maybe had like a flush draw and gave up on the river. But if I raise, and he folds a flush draw, it's a disaster for me. He's not going to check back an ace, so I think just slow playing is the best play. He could go for a small raise. He's still gonna continue his flush draws, but then I'm not sure on the river. If I bet, he's going to fold his flush draws, and even if I go for a bet, his ace-6 are, just bluff catchers. So I think check calling is going to be the best play, especially if he goes for a large bet. Usually means that they're going to barrel through a lot of the times. Going for a somewhat loose 3-bet here, but definitely okay occasionally. We do get a call, flop a low board. Interesting here. I don't think we can get away with a range bet on the flop, so I'm just going to check back, kind of see what he does on the turn. Decent card for both ranges, not like the ace or the king. That's definitely better for me. And we see another check after quite a bit of a tank. I think I'm just checking this back once more. See, betting, we could bluff. Now it checks really quickly. I'll just take my showdown value there. I'll try to bluff him off like 8s, 9s, 9-8. I think I'd rather do that. But doesn't believe me. Here's jacks. Kind of hand that makes a lot of sense to a snap check. Maybe I need to go for larger sizing there. It's a bit suspicious about his turn timing tell. Maybe just 2 big bets would have worked better there. Let me know what you guys would have done there. At least we got our bluff image up, so hopefully we get called the next time. If we actually have something. In the meantime, we have a playable hand here, blindy blind. Gonna actually 3-bet this time. Normally just call, but 3-betting occasion is fine too, I think. Deep in the tank, which is really interesting. Maybe plays too many tables. He is sitting on quite a few tables, but you know, if he just calls, doesn't look too strong now after tanking so long. Or he just times out. Wouldn't mind that either. Yeah. Just let it go. Table 4 with a playable hand, going to open raise that. Let's see if we can get some action with the ace queen. We get flop top pair against the recreational big blind, which is great. We also have queens on the other table. Gonna switch there to second. We see a donk lead. This guy's been leading pot often, so I'm not too afraid. Just gonna press the call button and basically never really fold. King is not ideal. He could have some queen 10, but we block it, so that's quite great. And table 1. This is super interesting. We're a little bit deeper, but there's a lot of dead money out there. I think I'm just jamming. This is interesting. We are 140 big blinds deep, and he went for a 4-bet there. Quite small as well. If we jam, does he call off jacks, 10s? I think I'm just calling here in position this deep. The other guy rejams. Obviously, you have to go with this. 10s, 9s hits the button a lot. That's kind of the downside of going multi-way here. He goes for a small c-bet. It's interesting. I'm trying to figure out what this guy has. While we make just a smooth call. Hopefully button just calls or folds. Doesn't raise. If he raises. Wow. Now if hijack folds. No info on button. Hijack just folds. This looks a lot like 10s and 9s, but could also be jacks, could also be ace 10. A flush draw. I don't think we can get away with queens there with so much dead money out there already. We're gonna run into set here a decent amount of the times. But we should also be ahead of jacks, sometimes split against queens. Sometimes be up against the flush draw, so money goes in. And we get the basically snap call. He's jacks. That's awesome. Didn't really expect that, to be honest. But huge pot there. We win the first one. Can you hold the second one, guys? We have the clubs covered. We can hold the second one. This is pretty much the best scenario. We kept the button in and got the full double up there. So another good start. Wasn't too happy seeing the raise there multi-way. Because this guy can have definitely 10s and 9s, and he might just, you know, fast play against a range that contains queens, kings, aces from under the gun, overcards with a flush draw. But he did have the jacks, the one hand that we're ahead against. He shouldn't really have aces and kings, so I wasn't too afraid of that. But yeah, interesting. Should definitely take a note that he cold calls 3-bets jack jack. And with all of that money, just had to stack off there. Happy there. Why are you raising jacks? One guy asked in chat. I mean, not sure what the other guy folded, but he shouldn't have ever folded an overpair or a flush draw, so don't think it's the worst play to raise there with pocket jacks. Table 4, I'm going to 3-bet blindy blind. Sorry, table 3. With the ace queen. If we get 4-bet, we can very comfortably call. We get a call. Fortunately, don't flop anything. And now the question is, what do we do? think we just check this back and see what he does on the turn. Another low card. It's not great for us. If he leads small, I might consider calling one, but anything larger than third pot, I'm just out of there. Sure, he could just bluff me with the jack 10 of clubs here, but I don't think that's going to happen often enough. And table 4, a bit of an interesting pot here. But I'm going to bluff the turn. Big blind checked really quickly in the turn, and the button, heads hijack checked back quite quickly. So I think he's going to be capped a fair bit. And now just thinking of a size that makes sense. And I think this one should getting off most of his range. Maybe makes a hero with a jack sometimes, but don't think I want to overbet when he could still have 10-9. But luckily we were blocking that, so that's good. Picking up another pot there. Let me know if you guys would have played any of the hands differently. Always curious to hear your guys' opinion. Taking down with pocket deuces. No other hands at the moment. On table 3, we have a playable hand with the ace 6 of clubs. Going to raise it up. Against the 3-bet, ace 6 is one of the worst hands to call. Ace 5, ace 4 can make straights, and then ace 7, ace 8, ace 9 are just better ace high hands. So the ace 6 against a reasonably sized 3-bet, I'm just going to fold this. At low rake structures on higher stakes, you could maybe consider calling, but on 25 and L, I think fold is just the best play. Generally, the big blind 3-betting range is also going to be fairly strong. No hands at the moment that we can play, unfortunately. Just some folds all around. Let me know if any of you guys are grinding those stakes. Maybe a potentially interesting hand coming up here, but no set, no good. And with aces on table 3, so I'm gonna switch over there. I'm gonna go for the squeeze here, making it 9 big blinds. Few interesting hands here, so we're gonna squeeze up this one. And we get a regem, guys, with the aces, obviously snapping that off. Flats the small blind, sorry, the MP with 10s. Now we just need to hold no 10, please. And we always win the first one, which is a good sign. Can we hold the second one? No 10. And we win another stack, guys. Interesting play there. Gonna give this guy maybe a different tag after this play. But obviously very happy to win a stack there. Gonna take a note, flats 10-10 MP and reshove versus squeeze. Not the play I would normally go for, but hey, we take it. Table 1, we're going for the 3-bet with the king 9 suited against hijack with deep, which is great. I think I can apply a lot of pressure. If we get a call against a 4-bet, we obviously fold. Should go a lot larger here because he gives me a very good price to just call, but king 9 is still a bit too weak to call the 4-bet with. Table 6 we went for somewhat loose open. Here in this board I could bet that I could check back with the bottom pair. Well, it's gonna check back. You could also just go for the range bet here. Oh wow, on table 2 they got it in with nut flush against straight flush, and against a large bet on the turn into a range that has, where I have all the queen x hands. Side gonna check back ace x. Just gonna fold my weak 3 without a redraw. If he's bluffing, he's always gonna have some equity in terms of a gut shot or a flush draw. It's gonna be very hard to just fire a random air there. And we're gonna zoom out. Just wait for a few more hands. Just nothing, just some trivial folds. Maybe table 4. Tempting to just flat call this with this big recreational playing basically 100% of hand and against the min open. I think I'm actually just gonna flat call this. Normally I would just ISO and try to 3-bet really wide, but I think this hand is a bit weak. And yeah, I just want to get involved in position. Obviously this is not something I'd normally do, but this guy literally plays every hand, so I think we should get involved against this guy, just hoping the blinds behind don't squeeze. And we get the chance to potentially flop something and win a big stack if we hit. But even against the min bet, I'm just going to be out. Especially with the player behind, you know, we're kind of handcuffed. Even if I would think that the sizing is weak, could be an inducer, but generally quite weak when they just min bet. And another min bet. If I were a big blind, I would definitely attack this. Either call down light or bluff raise. Yeah, they just called down one with a 10, so you could see it was quite weak. Table 6, we have the pocket kings going for a 3-bet against MP. We take it down. Fortunately, no action with the kings. But yeah, here we definitely want to get involved with the big blind on table 4. Hoping he just folds to me so I can open raise and play heads up in position against the big blind, who's obviously not going to fold his big blind the way he's been playing so far. I think he folded one hand since he sat down. And yeah, obviously we see a call. I'm gonna go for a c-bet here. Loads of nice turn to barrel, loads of better jack x I can fold. If he leads out, not gonna give this much credit, just gonna raise this up. We have 2 overs with a backdoor straight, with a backdoor flush. He does call. Very nice turn to barrel. Definitely gonna keep the pressure on there. I think just a normal 75% sizing is gonna work fine here. And we see yet another call. Run out, not ideal, but still gonna go for it. And blocking 9-8, which he never really has, I would assume. Just going to jam this in on the river. I think he might have called or thought about raising if he had a better hand. I'm gonna go for a big bluff, then we do take it down, which is great. Table 4, we went for a 3-bet, flop the nuts, which is amazing, but unfortunately we don't get any action. This side, but hey, we have to try. At least the bluff went through, and on table 4 we're back again. Fully get another pot playing against the recreational. Bonky the man says, yo, how are you doing, man? How are you doing? Good to have you. interesting now. Really tempted to just cold call here with my king queen when this guy 3-bets, just to get involved with the other player. Oh, but my hand is kind of dominant. I'm still going to do it. Like, this guy is such a big whale that I really want to get involved in as many pots as possible. Even with hands that should normally be insta folds. And table 3, really bad run out. It went 3-bet, check flop. I probed the turn small, and then the run out basically gives him a straight with an ace. So just gonna have to check it over, and pretty much always lose against an ace, unless we want to go for the jam and try and make him fold a straight, which I'm not too big a fan. So just gonna let this one go. But back over on table 4, this guy is blasting into me. It's a double flush draw board. Yes, he goes for pot bet sizing. The question is, do we just call or jam? I think on a double flush draw board, just gonna jam it in. He saw me make a big bluff, or at least I went for a big bet against him. So going to jam this in. Sometimes gonna run into 8s and ace queen, but he's definitely not folding a flush draw. Maybe ace queen jack, jack 10. It's a lot of worse hands that could call off. And with this deck to pot ratio, we just have to get it in. Has ace queen this time. It's a bit unfortunate. That's the reason why I shouldn't call his hands. But this guy plays 100% DPP. He's gonna have a lot of weaker hands as well. So bit unfortunate there. But I wouldn't really change anything there. I mean, if I had king queen suited, I would lose the same way. Table 3, we went for the squeeze. Pretty good board for us. Gonna start with a small c-bet. And probably gonna use my hand as a double barrel, putting a lot of pressure on anything that's not a king. But now we actually improve. So yeah, we just keep firing, trying to get the max from a king. Expecting a decent amount of folds from like 8s through queens when we double barrel here. But obviously king can't really fold. He could have 4-5, but against the squeeze up and opening from under the gun, I don't think he's gonna have that hand all that often. And we can obviously have a decent amount of bluffs. The river, not my favorite one, but pocket 4s. Does he open pocket 4s? He can have ace 4 of hearts, but again, both hands somewhat questionable whether or not he's going to open them. And now it seems like I won't jam my king X anymore, so I'm gonna jam and hope he calls it off with ace king, king queen maybe. So in he goes, hoping we fade the snap from the 4x hands. He has pocket 6s when we have 6-7. Wow, unfortunate cooler there. Really unfortunate. I mean, obviously nothing we can do. 2 pair against set in the 3-bet pot. 2 stacks going our opponent's way. So seems like we're back to even. It's unfortunate, but we're still going. We still have the recreation on table 4. Hopefully you can win something back there. Going for the 3-bet on table number 6, one of the 2 auto tables. And take it down. Sorry, trying to pronounce your name. Ask for the bankroll, so you should get an Excel sheet where you can see the current bankroll after 14 days. And in the meantime, we're going for the 3-bet against our friend in an MP. So just gonna take a mental note that when he leads out for pot, it's strong. When he leads out for half pot, it wasn't so strong. He leads out for pot again. Obviously this time we have a strong hand again. Just going to call, still ahead of his bluffs. Hopefully he doesn't jam the turn now. That would really suck. He checks it over to me. Just gonna check it back. We're still ahead of king jack, queen jack. We lose against the 10 regardless. So yeah, just going to check this one back. Really interesting run out. Obviously we're still losing. Oh, Jesus Christ, something with Georgian. But jumping with the Georgian hotkeys is not working because it went right to 60 big blinds, so hopefully we just see a fold. Otherwise this could end very badly. And on table 4, I'm just going to check back my ace highs, hoping to win against weaker draws, and we win against the random king 6. And unfortunately we have to stack off with pocket 8s. Georgian hotkey, instead of going to 9 big blinds, went to 63. No idea what's going on there and why this is not working, but hopefully just as ace king. Wow, that's actually quite lucky, but we lose the first. Oh, we actually river d8. Amazing, amazing, amazing. And we win the second one. I guess we got lucky there. Not sure what happened to the Georgian hotkey there, but we win a flip twice, which is amazing. And on table 6 we also have 2 pair. We overbet the turn, but unfortunately we just get the fold. Loads of action back on table 4, where EP limped, MP over limped. We ISO the pocket 7s, button went over the top. And unfortunately EP folds, so if this folds around to us, I think we're just gonna let this one go. If EP would have called, I would have definitely came along. At least now everybody on my table thinks I'm a whale for, you know, 3-betting pocket 8s to 70 blinds and then actually winning. Obviously super lucky, but we take it. It wasn't our intention. Here went check check with pretty decent bluffing candidate. Let me just think what sizing makes the most sense. I think a small sizing makes sense. I don't just want to bet a queen there, I want to also bet an 8. Just making 4 random ace and king high hands. So we do exactly that and it works out just fine. Table 1 we 3-bet against pretty much the button because cutoff is sitting out. And we get a fold. So yeah, this player definitely was gonna upgrade him to a whale. Like he can pot donk top pair or air, right? Pretty much either one of those two, so kind of have to keep that in mind. He is balanced with his pot donking range, and we're gonna 3-bet twice, one on table 2 where we take it down, and then on table 6 where we hopefully don't get a 4-bet, otherwise we have to fold against the hijack. And we get a 4-bet jam. Very easy fold. Not a fan of the 4-bet jam here. By him in position, he can just 4-bet. Out of position, it's okay. But in position, I guess it's a play occasionally, but not too big of a fan, to be honest. We get a chance to play against our friend on table 4. Unfortunately, we don't flop anything. And he goes check, check. If we don't have anything, we've been bluffing and betting a lot against this guy, so just gonna give this one up. Don't want to try to win every pot. Meantime, we 3-bet here against EP. Hopefully just see a smooth call or a fold. If you see a 4-bet, it's gonna be quite uncomfortable in these positions. Flop top pair, which is very good. Gonna start out with a c-bet. Obviously can I steal queens and jacks that we lose to. Turn brings in a 5. Now the question is just how do we want to play this. I think that's interesting. You can have some 5x. We don't block ace 5 of diamonds. I think I'm actually going to check this back. This deep, yeah. Just going to check this back. Go Georgian, says Geo. Yeah, I don't know what was happening there. But like suddenly I looked over and half my stack was in the middle. It's really interesting when he checks again on the river. Curious or not whether we can go for a small value bet there of like half pot on the river. I think I'm gonna go for it. I have a lot of ace queen, king queen in my perceived range that might just want to go for a bluff. We can still get caught by weaker 10x obviously, and then 8s, 9, 7, sorry, 8, 7, 6s, maybe 4s and 3s, but mainly targeting weaker 10x like king 10, queen 10. I think they still have to call. Monkey May, good luck to the roofie. Thank you very much. I guess you guys tuned in at the right time. Saw the action with the pocket 8, so bit of run good. But we definitely take it. Thanks for the follow. Man, I missed it. I just saw the notification and it doesn't pop up on in the chat. Definitely something I have to fix. But yeah, thank you very much for whoever followed. If you type in chat, then I'll know who it is. Hope you're enjoying the stream. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. We're doing a bankroll challenge, trying to get from 500 to 5k. Kind of showcasing how I would approach it. My normal stakes are anywhere from 200 to 1k. And this challenge is kind of to show how I would play if I had to start all over again, starting with 500 bucks. How I would build a bankroll to basically play 200 NL, to basically play mid stakes. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. Exclamation mark bankroll to see where we're currently at. We are closing in on the 1k mark. Fingers crossed. And we'll then hopefully be able to play 15L soon. We defend here blind to blind on table number 3. Definitely calling against a small bet and against a check. I think we just check behind. And going to defend a 3-bet over on table 5, hoping for a 3 and a flop. Fortunately, that's not really our flop. And we just, we have a heart in our hand. I think we're going to float this. It's close though, but I think against the small bet we can actually float one here. No 3 on the turn though. He checks it over. Gonna start bluffing this now. Yeah, half pot or 75, I think are both fine reopen sizings. We do take it down. That's awesome. Table 1 multi-way went check, check, check on the flop. Could think of potentially bluff raising, but he went for a large sizing. It's a smaller size I would consider bluff raising. Against the larger size, I think we just best of just folding. Do you ask what is this shirt, Formula 1? I think so actually. I got this, didn't buy it. I got it, but I think it's a Formula 1 t-shirt, as far as I know. Table 3, we're actually in the cutoff, so we could play this hand, but somebody else opens. Let's see if we get some more playable hands. Not too many recreations apart from that one table, so quite tough tables. Tough for those limits. But yeah, we're still gonna try our best, obviously. Just all regulars on most of the tables. All right. Let's see if we can get some more hands going. But so far just folds. How is it going with you, Gio, on the 50, 100 NL streets? I think the last time you told me you're shot taking 100 NL. How's that going? Did you stick the landing, or did you move down to 15L? So here in table 4, if it folds around to me, I'm just gonna complete this. Obviously this is super loose, but just a chance of hitting like a 2-pair, a straight or flush with this hand, that's gonna be really disguised and gives me the chance of winning a stack against our friend there. Is worth a lot for, you know, half a big blind more. We have the potential to win a stack if we hit a really strong hand, so definitely want to try to get involved as much as possible. This guy, for those guys who just tune in, EP here, Robbie the Robber, what's his name? Robbie the Robster, plays 100% VPIP, so fun guy to have at the table. And unfortunately he stacked us once with top pair top kicker against our top pair second kicker on a double flush draw board. But we're out here for revenge, just waiting to pick up a good hand, and hopefully before we finish the stream we can also get win back a stack from him. I would definitely take his 180 big blinds for our challenge before he loses it to anybody else. Plays quite fun, you know, leads out for pot bet sizing with complete air or with you know, some strong hands, so it's not super obvious how to play against him. Doesn't make it too easy for us to get his money, but obviously playing 100% VPIP, it's quite a wide range. Table 5 we go for a somewhat loose 3-bet, but I think it's fine. With the pocket 8s there, get a code 4-bet, which is unfortunate. Also really large sizing. Well, sizing is okay. Can go like to 18. But I think in those type positions I'm just going to fold my pocket 8s. Tempting to do something, but I think folding is just the best. Table 1 we defend, we flop an open ender, we don't have a diamond in our hand, and we don't draw to the nuts, at least not on the king. So against a small bet, I think I'm just gonna start off with a call. No diamond in my hand. And then hope we get to see a river. Because if he goes for a really large overbet, I think we just have to fold on the turn. If he doesn't overbet, we could consider raising. Yeah, against this sizing, doesn't make too much sense here. Going to raise this up there. Would he really go for this sizing if he had a strong hand? Going for quite a large one. Yep. If he's barreling a 10, a weak jack, you know, I want to put max pressure. I could have pocket deuces here. Jack deuce, 10 deuce, or just jack 10, slow playing on flop. And a small bet into the half pot doesn't seem too strong. And unfortunately, a complete brick run out. We unblocked the diamonds though, so I think I'm gonna go for this one. Just don't see him having too many strong hands. Obviously the deuce is a complete break, but gonna put him to the test there. See if there's the balls to call down with a pure jack. Obviously one of the worst runners. If he does snap fold, means he doesn't have a draw. So I'm not too happy about this, and he does find the call, which is unfortunate. He has queen 10, so our read was right. He just didn't believe our line, which well played to him. Well played to him. Yeah, gonna definitely take a note of that. I think our hand made sense. If we had diamonds, then giving up the river makes a lot more sense. Our hand, you know, we can fold him off diamonds, we can fold him off king, queen. Obviously, I think we'd fold him off a 10 as well. But if you don't know your opponent, you just gotta go for it sometimes, and sometimes you do get called. Not much to do. they realize the regs are not as good as I thought. Now I play them like they suck and it works. Awesome, awesome. That's good to hear. Good to hear. At least we flopped the top 2 in a 3-bet pot now. And this guy just saw us absolutely blasting off against the other guys. So maybe we get a little less credit. But he just folds, which is unfortunate. And gonna mark this guy as a station. This guy is down. And turn is capped. Making it 8.8 with 8 mind games. Says Mikey, just accidentally. I didn't really pay attention, just didn't want to use the Georgian hotkeys anymore after I just put in half my stacks with 8s earlier. Table 3, we go for the cold 4-bet with the ace king. Actually made it a little bit too large, but that's gonna be fine. And obviously stacking off if the small bet puts in his stack. Which he does very, very quickly, hoping he also has ace king, but 100 big blinds deep with ace king suited. It's ace king against ace king. We need some clubs, no hearts, please. Alright, looks like we're gonna chop the first one. And we need some clubs to win the second one. But we're just gonna chop it up, which is fine. It's a decent outcome here, so not gonna complain. Table 1, we flopped the nuts against a friend where we just absolutely blasted off, so gonna try to recreate that and just pretend like we're gonna blast off again and hope the runout stays clean. Gonna go for the overbet on the turn. To something like this. A lot of hands I can still call it, have a pair in the redraw. And he calls again. We still have the nuts on the river. 7 makes a straight now. I'm just gonna ship this in now for whatever is left here. There's a few other hands going on. Not gonna waste too much time. Just put in the stack there. Hope he has a 7, but he's never going to fold. Jack 7 maybe. Unfortunately he folds now. Hoping that my image would pay me off there. But I guess my jam was rather large. But still, if he has a 7, he's now folding after he see in the previous hand, and maybe even gets sticky with a Jack 10, something along those lines. So we definitely had to try. We're going for a 3-bet here. Against the cutoff, we take it down. We have a new recreation on table 1 who completed to 3 big blinds. I think a bit too short to defend. Zoom out, see if we get some hands. Table 3, we're going to defend against the 3-bet. We're somewhat deep here. So we have to keep that in mind. Flop comes low, definitely calling 1 with our ace queen high there. And if he checks to me, I think I'm just going to check this back. I could go for a small step. Which actually is also a cool play. I think I'm gonna go for a small step. I think I'm just gonna make him fold his overcards. If he check raises me, I have a fairly comfortable fold at these stakes, I think. And we just deny equity from a random Jack 10. And he does go for the check raise. Very small. Almost tempted to call this one. Interesting. Gonna call 1 against a small check raise. Changed my mind. Changed my mind there. And unfortunately, we see the barrel. The jack is a really good card for him, so I expected a lot of barrels. And now I just have to get out of the way. We're going for the bluff raise here after checking back the turn. The jack, really good river for us. We can have king jack, queen jack, ace 10. And we get the instant snap jam. So yeah, I guess our opponent had the ace 10, not us. Monkey says on the hand with the queen 9-0 button. I really like your turn check raise. Thank you. Especially the sizing and you follow through on the river. I think general folds there often. Do you think the paired river was good for bluffing your line or not so much? To be honest, I don't think it was a good one. Because part of the hand that I was representing is like pocket deuces, right? So now I'm wrapping like pocket fives that are slow played on the flop. Not too many other hands, to be honest. But I was just hoping that the big sizing scares him more than, you know, my line that doesn't make too much sense, because now I rep like one combo of pocket deuces, jack deuce, 10 deuce, which not sure if he gives me those pre-flop, and probably only were like 1 or 2 combos left with the suited variations. So definitely would have preferred a brick, but I think it's definitely better than a diamond, because I think he can have a lot of flush draws himself, so wouldn't have been as happy to bluff on a diamond. Yeah, not the best river for sure. Alright, we're bleeding a little bit now, having to make some raise folds in a lot of the situations. Really feeling in the fighting mode today. I don't always play this aggressive, but it's fun from time to time. To really go for the plays. Table 3 we open a bit wider because we have a recreation in the blinds, and on table 5 we're 3-betting against MP, 8s against MP. With 5-handed I think it's just about okay. Interesting board. Can range bet this. Obviously my hand is very low equity. I actually don't mind a check back. If he stabs, you can comfortably check fold without ever really getting bluffed. And once he checks back, he caps himself quite a bit. And I think on bricks we have a really nice hand to bluff twice now. So gonna do that now after he goes check check. Going for the big bet, then we do take it down, which is great. Kind of setting a trap there for my opponent and saying it's like, be careful if you check back too quickly. If you don't protect your check back range with a 2-pair, I'm gonna put a lot of pressure later. And I just make sure that, you know, I don't run into the nuts and just triple barrel it off, which would be an alternative line you could take there with pocket 8s. Alright, let's see if we can get some more hands going. Get pocket kings down here in table 6. Let's see if we can get some action there. Hopefully get an open race from the cutoff. But it falls around to us. This isn't the best, but we get at least some action from the big blind. Flop an overpair on a pretty decent board. I'm gonna go for a large bet here right away. I'm not sure why Georgian hotkeys aren't working. But yeah, really dynamic board to want to go for. Max pressure right away. We get a call, we just hope for clean run out, and we're gonna triple barrel this hand to be all in by the river. Going to overbet the turn now. We have a lot of perceived draws, such as, you know, Jack 10, Diamond, King 10, King Jack, all of those hands. So we're gonna keep firing on the turn. Trying to get a max value from a queen. And we get a jam, which is not really what we want to see, and means we just have to fold. We lose against threes, ace 3, sorry, queen 3, queen 9. He's not going to bluff jam. We have the king of diamonds, which is like king jack, king 10 of diamonds. It's unfortunate, but not a bluff often enough for us to call. We're really happy when he calls, and I would even jam the river for value, but if he jams himself, just have to fold. Yo man, too bad we never play and stream at the same time. Would Ben, Nick, would be nice to play some hands together against each other. Yeah, sure. Do you play also 25NL batteries AA? And welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Good to see you chatting there, first time chat. Yeah, let me know if you're also playing on Coin 25NL and what your nickname is there, so maybe next time we play against each other. Here just open race and gonna have to give this one up. Table 1, we open race the cutoff. Mickey says, I don't recognize which room Roof is playing on. I'm playing on Coin Poker. Just type Coin Poker in the chat. This website is available pretty much anywhere in the world right now, so that's great. And yeah, I think it's a nice side to play on. Here we're gonna just check back. Really good board for the big blind. I want to realize my equity. I have some backdoor straights and backdoor flush draw, but if I bet, get raised, it gets somewhat uncomfortable. Turn, if he checks to me, I'm gonna start bluffing though now. He tanks a while, almost tempted to bluff raise this here. I think I'm going to do that. Obviously not a GTO approved line, but I think it's gonna be quite weak, this random half pot lead on the turn there. Maybe I'm wrong. Seems like I'm wrong. Table 2 we ISO'd. I'm gonna check back the kings on this flop. And on table 6 we open raise. We gotta defend from the cutoff. It seems to be like a recreational. Went for a small c-bet. I'm going to check the turn to check call. Half pot, quite happy to press the call button there, and on most rivers I'm also gonna find the call there. Loads of potential bluffs there. Obviously a 10, an amazing run out. Still going to check, give him an opportunity to bluff. Although I think he's going to check back a lot. But hopefully we see another bet. Goes for a half pot bet. Definitely just going to jam this in myself. Trying to get call from a king. Take a little bit of time and then jam it in. Fade the snap, which is always great. Now we hope we get caught by king, queen, king, jack here. Yeah, that's pretty much what I expect him to have at this point. He might find the hero fold. It's tough for me to bluff there, but yeah, he does find the fold. Maybe he was just bluffing himself, could be. They didn't want to go for the snap forward, make it very obvious. I'm going to defend the 9-8 off there. Gonna play a little bit wider because the ante in non-ante games 25NL I would just fold this. We do flop a flush draw on the backdoor straight draw, so a little something. Goes check check. Think I'm going for the pot bet step on the turn now, kind of wrapping many 2 pairs or better. And then if he calls, we're not gonna be too happy. And especially on this brick, I could bluff on a 3, a 5. On the 10, I think I just have to give this one up. It sucks a little bit, and we could consider bluffing again, but yeah, gonna give this one up. Once he calls a turn, he pretty much has an ace most of the time. And he goes for a small bet, just out of there. In the meantime, we have aces again. We're gonna go for the code 4 bet. Hopefully get some action from the small blind. 9, I should have made it one big blind less, but that's okay. We're a bit deeper, so actually I'm fine with my sizing. Hoping for a jam or at least a call, but we do get the fold. Better is I'm also doing a bankroll challenge on coin. Oh, that's awesome, man. Grinding 25 NL. What's your bankroll challenge about? What where did you start and where do you want to get to? Cool to hear that. Really cool to hear other guys doing a bankroll challenge on coin. When did you start? What's your goal? Let me know. But I've played on 225 and 1K. Awesome. Do you also play? I also play 200 to 1K as my normal stakes, but obviously for the bankroll challenge, I'm doing. I started on 10 NL, well 10 and 25 NL, and I'm now playing these stakes here. Once we reach 1K, we're gonna move up to 50 NL. Table 4 we opened with c-bet on a 10 pairing, just gonna check back. It's gonna have a lot of 10x. He also tanked before checking, and he goes for a large bet now. Very easy fold. I think he's gonna have a 10 a lot of the time there. What's your nickname on coin, if you don't mind sharing? Maybe we've played some hands together. Maybe we played a few hands together. And another follow, which I guess I still can't see, but thank you very much, and just let me know so I know who followed in the chat. Just text in the chat so I know who you are, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. Make sure guys to check out our Discord so you get notified the next time or whenever I go live with the next stream of the Bankroll challenge. Streaming for 1.5 hours, gonna go a little longer, but then call it a session soon. A few tables also breaking here, so going to check. Interesting here with the king 6 on table 4. Just going to check it over to him, give him a chance to potentially bluff one with an under pair. And he goes for pot bet sizing, which I'm not happy about, but obviously still calling. With the reader to the nuts. And this is an interesting river. I wonder if he ever has boats here. Don't think so. So I think I'm actually going to front jam, try and get him off an ace. Don't see him pot betting here with an ace very often. Sorry, with a 2 pair or a set. And I can have kings, queens, jacks, 10s pretty much always. So I don't mind taking this line. Expecting him to fold an ace pretty much always, which is what he does. And on table 1, we have this fish who donks out 3 streets. Not going to fold top pair. If he has it, if he has me beat, GG. But he does just have a bluff, so we take down another one. Not sure why the Discord command is not working, so I'll just share the link here in the chat. Hopefully that's gonna work. Let's see. Why can't I chat? Not sure. We'll try to fix that. But yeah, cool to see that somebody else is doing a bankroll challenge. Awesome. Let me know if you're also streaming, what your Twitch is, so I can give you a shout out the next time I'm done streaming, and if you're live as well. Table 2, going for a c-bet, blind to blind. Pretty good board from me. The first bankroll challenge of the year was 100 to 10k. I started on the 6th of January and had 10k by the end of March. Awesome, man. That's quick. That's quick. Very nice. Really, really happy to hear that. That's awesome. And here we're just going to check and then probably call the river if we see another check. Oh, sorry, if you see a bet. But yeah, respect, man. 2 months, 10k. How now I started in May with 500 to 100k. Oh, it's a bigger one. I do 500 to 5k, but you have some stamina. How often are you streaming, man? Bankroll is now at 1,100. That's great. That's great. I'm not as consistent with my streams. I do maybe one a week or something, but that's cool. Yeah, really nice one. Table 1, we are up against the recreational. Still going to call and stack off on low boards. This board is interesting. See a half pot bet. Just going to call, hoping to hit with my open ender. Still ahead of ace queen, ace king. And we hit a straight now where he makes a straight with ace king, but obviously he can have a lot of other hands too, so if the money goes in, we are not folding. And this time he has kings, which is unfortunate. We're hoping for queens, but obviously a recreational is going to stack off quite a few more hands there. I grind a lot with Trick. Nickname is Svantonius. Don't think we played against each other yet. I don't play too much on coin, to be fair. We get 2 3-bet pots here, one over here and the other one over here. We're going for a c-bet, we get a call. Brick on the turn, but good card for us, which is nice. And then over on table, table 3, we're also going for a c-bet. And we get a call, pretty bad turn. But we take it down on table 6. On table 3, I think we just have to check fold this and bluff if he checks back. We see a quick check back, which is definitely great. Jamming would be a play, but I'm not sure how great it is against a potential recreational. Although he did check back fairly quickly. So I think I'm just gonna go for it. I blocked the strongest queen X that he can have. We could have aces, kings played this way. Could also just go for a normal 75% bet. But kind of in the mood. Oh, now the Discord link works. So hoping he doesn't look us up with like 10s or something. He checked back turn relatively quickly, so I'm pretty sure he's capped at a 1 pair type of hand. Now the question is he gonna make another hero? Here's queen jack. It's a fair bluff catching hand. And he wins this one. Seems like we picked the wrong guys to bluff today. Seems like we're picking the wrong guys to bluff. I think it's still a fine line. Still happy with it though, but would be nice to get the fold obviously. Table 1, we're going for the 3-bet against another recreational. And we brick again, unfortunately. Pretty low connected board. Gonna start off with a check. See a check behind the ace, obviously uncaps him again, but it's also gonna hit us a lot. Going for a small delay C, but if he doesn't have an ace, he's pretty much folding everything, so don't need to go larger. Table 5, we check back the flop, we called 1 on a turn, and unfortunately on this round we'll have to fold the river, even against a small bet. And table 1 here, going for the cold 4-bet with the ace king, not playing on folding, even if, I mean, if both players go all in, it's a bit rough, but obviously the recreation of playing a lot of hands gets out of the way, and now we're committed against the hijack, but he also folds, which is great. But my bankroll balance was, yeah, 2.5 buy-ins. That's an aggressive strategy, I would say, but if it works out, man, happy for you that it worked out. Happy for you that it worked out. Now I want to do it like, yeah, you should. All right. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna try to stick to like a at least 20 BB bankroll to not, you know, kind of show what I would normally do. Thanks for the follow, guys. Awesome, yeah. Really cool, really cool. Gonna link to your stream after, like, if you have a live while I stream as well. And obviously, good luck with your challenge. How often are you streaming? Every day? Or like most days of the week, I guess? Seems like they have recreational here, playing from his phone. Table 5 with the ace king. I'm gonna raise it up. We get a 3-bet. Gonna definitely 4-bet our ace king here. And then if he jams, we'll have to call it off, because 9 big blinds or something like this should be fine. And if he calls, we're gonna play a 4-bet pot, but he just folds. With the ace queen on table 2. You get a 3-bet, potential 4-betting hand. This guy seems somewhat tight, so I'm not too big of a fan, but still gonna go for it. We're also slightly deeper, so I'm gonna size up a little bit. Hopefully put a little bit more pressure that way. But unfortunately he wakes up with a hand this time. A lot of 3-bets and 4-bets that didn't work out today. I also get jammed on here. 26 big is a bit too much to call with king 9. Table 3, we're gonna see with blind. Blind could also check. Both options are definitely fine. On the turn, we're just gonna check and try to get the showdown now. Checks it back, which is good news. Obviously our hand just checking, trying to check it down against ace 10, ace 8 maybe. Ace 3 with a backdoor. If he bets, he can have king queen, queen 8, 10 8. There's definitely still some bluffs in his range. But against the overbet, I'm just gonna fold with pocket fours. Not think too much about it. Table 6, we open raise. We got a flat call from the small blind, which is interesting. Gonna start off with a 40% c-bet. Jack on the turn. Good card for me, but I think queen 10. I'm just going to check back. Called relatively quickly. Guess like 9s, 8s. Some 10x as well. Checking back. 7s could be in his range. Here's ace 4, ace 5 to bluff, 5 4, 6 5 to bluff. So I don't think I'll be folding the river unless he goes massive. And against the normal size, we're just gonna call. Raid from Easty. Yo, yo, yo. Thank you very much, Easty, for the raid. Welcome him, everybody. Well, we make the call here, and he did river the 7th. Obviously. Bit unfortunate, Easty bringing the bad run. No, just joking. Thanks a lot, Easty. Appreciate it. On table 2, we are against an open raise of 4 big blinds. Still going to 3-bet this, but a bit suspicious about the large sizing. So we're doing a bankroll challenge, trying to get from 500 to 5k. Today is day 14, and we are on, I believe, like roughly under 900 bucks right now, almost at 5k. But just not there yet, and seems like today is gonna be a losing session if things don't turn around. But maybe we get some run good. Just gonna check it back twice, trying to get it to showdown. And then over here we made, oh sorry, table 5, we check back twice, make the trips, and gonna raise it up now. Thanks for the good lucks. Welcome in, everybody. Feel free to leave a follow if you're new to the channel. Would definitely appreciate it. And we get paid with a 7 there, which is always great. Make sure to check out our Discord channel. It's completely free. You get notified whenever we're going live. And yeah, welcome in, everybody. Definitely gives me some motivation to keep going. We're also live on YouTube if anybody prefers YouTube. You can check us out there. And we have the pocket aces. So let's see if we can get something going there. But unfortunately no action. Unfortunately no action. Table 3, blindy blind. We're gonna check it again over to him on the turn. Checks it back twice. I think we can go for a small value bet on the river now. Trying to get called by an ace high, maybe a king 3, king deuce type of hand. I think an 8 very often bets the turn, a queen very often bets the turn. So we should have the best hand a decent amount of the time there. Do see a call, and we have the best hand. So yeah, my name is Raphael, for everybody's new. Doing this bankroll challenge. Normally I play anywhere from 200 to 1k. Get 3-bet here with the 6-3. We have 4 tables going, and then one out of table number 5 here and number 6 there. We had a pretty decent start, up a few stacks, but I think now we lost back quite a few of them. If you're curious about any of my plays, you would have played something different, feel free to let me know in the chat. And yeah, shout out to EC, good to see you back. Hopefully YouTube is kind on you and doesn't take down the videos in the streams. EC always bringing the bad run. I mean, probably. Let me turn on the light for you guys. 1 second. It gets dark in here. All right. We have the ace 5, and we could go for a little 4-bet bluff on table 3 here. So it's tempting with this hand, and I think he will do it. I've been very aggressive pre-flop, so wouldn't be surprised if people don't give me much credit anymore, but we take down this one. No other hands at the moment. The ace 7 on table 3, we face an open raise from the button. Just gonna defend this hand. 1 or 3 bet hands that are a little bit stronger, not the kind of milling strength hands, but obviously against the 3 bet can't do too much. The ace 8 now. And just have to fold. Would have opened if it folded to us, obviously. Now we have a few recreationals on the table, so good chance to win back some of the stacks that we punted off, trying to bluff people that just won't fold. Table 1, we have a playable hand. See a 3x open raise from under the gun. Normally this is just a fold, but this guy plays pretty much every hand. 86% VPIP. I know you guys can see it, so gonna throw in a little 3-bet there, trying to play in position heads up against this guy. This is like if he were opening, you know, cutoff and we're on the button by the amount of hands that he's playing. So yeah, we throw in a 3-bet, we take it down, which is great. In table 2, table 3, we complete for the same reasons. We have a recreational playing a lot of hands there. Oh, I didn't see. I thought I completed, but yeah, flat calling or 3-betting, both going to be fine options there. As long as we get involved against the recreational, that's the most important part. We don't flop anything, and if you see a bet, we just have to fold. If you see a check, just gonna check back, trying to realize some equity. We have a backdoor straight and backdoor flush draw. We hit the backdoor straight draw, so we got a little something. And we see a pot bet size, though we're just out. Table 4, we get a squeeze to a small sizing, but it's from a recreational. So yeah, just have to fold this. If we were deeper, we could maybe consider flatting, but here we just have to get out. Table 1, very interesting. Get a 3-bet to very small sizing from the recreational, which I think we're going to peel. Again, this guy plays 86, 63, 24% 3-bet. So not your regular or, you know, typical fish. I'm actually going to check this back, give him a chance to punt it off on the turn. And if he checks again, I'm going for 2 streets of value. Goes for bet, we're gonna call it now. Looks a lot like a king, to be honest. Could be a trap like aces or kings occasionally, but you know, if he has that, we're going broke. Obviously we have a very comfortable call on this river. We're also never folding. If he jams, it gets a bit ugly. Because I'm not sure if he's aggressive as well. He just plays a lot of hands. We see another small bet. Would ace queen, ace jack take this line? Really tempted to raise this here. I think I'm gonna raise this small, trying to get some value from a king or a weaker ace. Let's go in really small here. I think jamming is a little bit greedy. We do just take it down. So the bet was weak, but he didn't want to pay us. But I think value raising there definitely important. It's gonna have a lot of weaker hands, a lot of king x, and very rarely a better hand than ace 10. Table 5, we see a 3x open raise, but this again looks like a recreational. So I'm gonna call a hand that's a bit cuspy. You guys have to keep in mind this is coin poker, so there's an ante out there, meaning we have to defend a little bit wider than usual. We see a half pot bet. By the way, in table 1, this guy just got it in with 5-3, and unfortunately went broke. But yeah, just so you guys know how wide this guy plays. Back here in table 5, we check call against the half pot bet. Would really love to see a check back on the turn, not gonna lie. You see another half pot bet. Happy that he didn't size up. We have a very easy call. If he bets river again, it's gonna depend a lot on the sizing that he's gonna pick. We probably have a bluff catcher against most sizings. And this round is very unfortunate because now every ace, every six, every club beats us. So we really hope it goes check check and he has like pocket tens or something. That's the only way I see us winning there. And he does check back and we win. So we take down another little pot, which is great. Table 1, we have a potential playable hand. Even though against EP, ace 10 off isn't the best hand. Again, with the ante, another half a big blind out there, I think we can defend. Could also mix in a low frequency 3-bet, but I think just calling is the standard play. We're also deeper, so I'd rather 3-bet a hand like ace 5 suited. Very quick check back, that's interesting. Checks back like almost immediately. I don't think he has many 8x. Makes me seem like he has like kings, a weak ace-x. Yeah, just going to bet my hand because of the timing tell. Expecting a lot of folds, but like weaker ace-x kings might call one. Does call one. Queens on the river is not great. He can definitely have pocket queens. Going for a small bet now. I need to get called by hand that's not an ace because we chop with every other ace-x now. My line doesn't make a lot of sense, but maybe exactly that's the reason why we can get called by like kings, jacks. And he just folds. Alright. Table 6, we defended our open ender on the flop. Got a half pot c-bet. See what he does on the turn. If he overbets, I think we just have to fold with just an open ender. Against any non-overbet, we have a potential hand to bluff raise here. I think I'm gonna go for it, especially having the club in my hand. It's really, really helpful. We could have pocket sixes, could have slow played like nines or jacks on the flop. In these positions, we definitely have those hands. Him not overbetting is somewhat of a sign of weakness. Obviously, he can have a strong range, and this is not the best scenario. But you know, if it's a hand like king queen, we just get that to fold. Obviously, we still have some outs. We can bluff when the club gets there in the river. He's deep in the tank. Hopefully, we don't see a jam. Deep in the tank. Gonna be interesting if he calls now, last second. Just folds, take it down. Happy that this one worked out. One of the bluffs that didn't get caught, so that's good. But I think if he doesn't overbet, he kind of gives it away that he's really strong, and we can have nines and jacks here, definitely slow playing on the flop. Could have picked the pocket sixes, and it's quite tough for us to have many bluffs because, you know, queen 10 might also raise the flop a decent amount, so I think it's a fine play. Calling with queen 10 is kind of iffy. Folding an open in a straight draw, not my favorite thing to do, so leaves the raise option. But let me know what you guys think. Would you find the raise there? Do you think it's a punt to raise the turn? Curious to hear what you guys think. Gonna probably stream max another half hour, and then we'll have a look at the results. Quite a swingy session, I would assume. Table 2 with a playable hand. If cutoff opens, we're definitely going to 3-bet. Tanks for 15 seconds and then open raises. I'm not sure what that means. I guess we'll find out in a second. This is either super weak or just, you know, aces trying to pretend like they're weak. Be surprised if you see a call. Expect either 4-bet or fold here, if I'm being honest. Not a tank and a fold. Alright. table 1 with a playable hand. We're 200 big blinds deep here, and we're deep with some of these players, especially the small blinds, so we have to keep that in mind. And on table 3 we defend. We have a little something going on there. Ace high, and some backdoors. Now, no real reason to do anything but just check and try to get this to showdown. If he goes for delayed c-bet there, unless he goes for a very large sizing, I will be calling 1. Checks it again, and tempting to block bet this on the river. We are ahead most of the time, and we can get caught by some weaker ace-x, so kind of find that little block bet there. We also got aces on the other table, but everybody just folded, unfortunately. We get a call, and we chop with a6. No king high hero call, unfortunately. Table 1, gonna go for another call, but not loving this. He c-bet small, flop barrel small on the turn. There's still some bluffs like the 10-9 or whatever, and now he goes for a large bet. I think we just have to fold this one. We're gonna have flushes and 2 pairs to call here with, and 1 pair hands are mainly just going into the muck, unless we know this guy's aggressive, which doesn't seem like it. Alright, no hands at the moment. If you guys have any questions, feel free to let me know. Make sure to check out our Discord to get notified whenever we go live to discuss poker strategy. Or get information about our coaching, everything you can find there. Exclamation mark Bankroll to see where we're currently at. Gonna update it after the end of the stream. Probably a losing session as of right now. But hey, things can still turn around. Let's hope for some run good with the king queen maybe here against the recreational. It's a good start. If the button 3 bets, I'm gonna go for the code 4 bet. Marvick says that race would be hard for me at 5NL. I guess you're talking about the Queen 10 hand. On table 5 we actually do go for the code 4 bet. Let's see if we can get 2 folds. Ideally we get 1 fold, and we get another fold. Perfect. Again, make sure to find those code 4 bet hands, especially in spots like this where a recreational opens and then a regular 3 bets. He's gonna be wider than usual. He also tanked a bit before 3 betting, making his range a little bit weaker, and we have a very, very good code 4 betting hand to begin with, so don't miss out on those hands. Good way of improving your red line, just taking down a lot of blinds pre-flop. Over here we get this guy open jamming. Unfortunately we have 6 high, so we just gotta fold this. I'm gonna zoom back out. And table 6, we now have king 8 against an 18 big blind stack. Not gonna lie, I'm not 100% sure what the best play here is. 18 big blinds deep. Gonna go for an open raise and then fold to a jam, which seems a bit ugly. But this guy is playing a bit too tight to call it off. We could have limped and then folded to a jam. I guess that's what maybe be the better option. Just don't think he's going to jam that light. He also jammed relatively quickly. So I'm just gonna let this one go. Here we have a hand potentially coming up blindly blind. He goes for small c-bet, tempting to continue. Tempting to continue. We have some vector equities. I think this has to call. Vector straight draw, vector flush draw. Also go for the code for the 4-bet bluff over here on table 5. It's a bit loose, and we do get unfortunately punished. But back to table 1, going to bluff this now, and going for a large sizing. Hopefully improving on the river. We have the gut shot going for us as well. We get a call, and we do improve to a flush. You can have, like, you know, some ace 9, ace 8 with the flush, and the straight also does get there. It's gonna be hard for him to see so many bluffs. Question is, do we go for a 75% or a larger sizing? I think we go for another pot bet sizing. If he has a queen, it's gonna be tough for him to get away. Obviously, we hope to not get raised, but if we see a raise, just gonna be out. One folds though, which is unfortunate. Supermax asks, how many tables are you playing? I'm playing those 4 that you can see right now, on table 5 and table 6 over here. So 6 tables in total. This guy opens 4x, so I'm gonna take a note on that. Yeah, it doesn't look too good to make this a profitable session. Gonna play a few more hands and then show you guys the results of today's session and call it a stream. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope some guys from EST also stick around, so that's great. It's really, really awesome. If you guys have any questions, as I said, feel free to let me know in the chat. If you leave a follow, I would highly appreciate it. You get notified the next time we go live as we continue with our Bankroll challenge. Trying to get from 500 to 5k. Opening the ace 8 under the gun. Get a call from the hijack. It's interesting, but I expect quite a narrow and strong range, like pocket 7s through pocket jacks, king queen suited, ace queen suited, ace queen off maybe. So we're gonna tread carefully. I'm gonna switch over to table 1 where we flop a pretty nice hand, but we do just take it down. So back to table 6, we just started off with a check. And we see 2 bets, just gonna get out of there. Table 4 is interesting. We have this recreational limping. We have this guy icing to 4 big blind and now going for a small c-bet. We flop top pair with a backdoor flush draw, so pretty decent hand. Going for a call. A recreation gets out of the way. We pick up a flush draw, so that's definitely great. He checks it over fairly quickly. Also got this guy labeled as a recreational. Seems fairly weak. Actually going to check this back, give him a chance to bluff on the river. If he has absolutely nothing, like if he has like a king, queen of hearts, I want him to hit exactly river like this, so we can get some more value. And if I don't improve to a flush, my hand can't go for 2 streets anyway. And now we obviously just go for a bet, trying to get called by a queen, maybe pocket kings, pocket jacks. Kind of wrapping a missed flush draw at this point. Unfortunately, we just get the fold. Table 6, we're gonna squeeze this one against 2 opponents. Gonna size up a little bit just because we are deeper. And over here on table 5, we're going for the bluff raise on the river. Checked all the way down, but this river is quite good for us. We can definitely have some 8x that check twice, like 9-8, pocket 8s, even 8-7. We check back on the flop, turn we have a pair, so I think it's quite a credible line, and we do take it down. Table 6, we get a call. Let's start off with a 10% c-bet here on this mono board. You can have some flushes for sure, calling from the maybe pocket 6s, which now got a lot less likely. King queen maybe. Going to check the turn. Could go for another small bet, but I think checking is fine too. Really hoping to see a check behind, which should mainly give us the best hand. See a check, and now I'm going to block bet the river. Trying to get called by a hand like pocket pair with a diamond, queens, jacks, 8s, 9s with a diamond. Might flick in the call there. If he raises, he can have pocket tens, can have pocket sixes still slow played. Don't see too many other hands that we lose here. Do get a call, so I think we're mainly gonna be good. Awesome. Take down another small pot, but at least we're winning a few pots, so that's good. Heart also joined. Hello, so happy to see you stream this. Awesome, awesome. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy. Not gonna go that much longer, but definitely gonna play a few more hands. And we ISO'd here, and we got the limp jammed on. The classic. So yeah, just gonna let this one go. Don't have any hands at the moment, unless we're gonna get spicy with the 7 deuce off. Also streaming over on YouTube, if any of you guys prefer YouTube. Also just type in value heavy and you should find me there. As we try to get another hand that we can play, and we're definitely gonna play the ace jack suited here. This guy open raised 4x, so it might be a recreational. See if he goes for the 4x open raise again. Nope, just folds around, and we're gonna open raise. See if we can get some action. We're also 3-betting down here the pocket tens, cut off against hijack. See what develops there. We get a 4-bet. Tens we're still gonna call, but we're not loving it. We're definitely not loving it. Let's try and flop ace set, shall we? It's not the flop I was looking for. King high flop. Is definitely better for him. He goes for a small c-bet. We have the 10 of diamonds in our hands. I think we're just about calling here. We have a backdoor straight draw as well. But they're already not loving this, if I can be honest. We see a check now, which is really good news on the turn. Just going to check this back, try and get to showdown here. Don't think I want to bluff. Would maybe bluff like my queen jack, jack tens, yeah, even pocket eights, 8-7 are better bluffs. Tens, we just hope for a magical 10 on the river. Another 5, ace 5 could be in his range, 4-betting, c-betting, then checking the turn. Don't think too many ace kings or aces are in his range. Kings potentially could be in his range. Really hope to see a check and then a give up, and now we see a half pot bet. This is tempting to call. Obviously we beat ace queen, ace jack if he's bluffing, but yeah, I don't see too many of those hands, can be honest. Ace jack, ace queen, really the only bluffs that I can think of. Ace 10, we kind of blocked that. We only block one king 10. He goes for block, but maybe call. But I think this one really just have to fold. Trying to think if there's anything else we can do, but yeah, I think it's just a fold. We got to see all 5 cards, which is good. Table 1, we're going for 3-bet. We're quite deep here, almost too deep to size up, so I'm just gonna keep it at a normal sizing. If you're 150 big blinds deep, you can size up, but this deep, you know, we're always gonna play out of position with a large SPR, so we don't want to make it too large. But we flop 2 pair on somewhat dynamic board. It's definitely not the nuts, but we're playing against the recreational 25 big blinds deep, so against that guy we're definitely stacking off on most brick runouts, and this one is probably the worst runout. Yeah, I'll watch all of it from the start. Awesome. Not a great turn, just going to check back, trying to somehow win against a weaker hand. Or river into a boat, guys. It's also definitely a way to win this hand. Or at least try to win this hand. Goes for a large bet. We block the Jack 10, the nut flush. So yeah, we're gonna be all in. Hopefully we see a call. Half his stack in. Obviously do see a call, and he has Queen Jack for the straight. No good, my friend. Luckily we do have a better hand there. Table 6 we call a 3-bet EP against button. Could 4-bet too, but I think call is standard. Well, it's fine too. It's not standard. Both options are fine. See a small c-bet. Going to call 1, hoping to not see a double barrel, or hoping to see a queen on the turn. Another 4 is interesting. Yeah. If we face a double barrel, it's not a great spot, but I think queens particularly, blocking king queen, makes a decent call. We don't have a spade in our hand, so we can definitely still have flush draws. And if we just call a king, would be over folding here. We can fold a lot of our weaker pocket pairs, but I think queens is still a very straightforward call. We still win against flushes, which is a good thing. Maybe he's bluffing with ace jack, checks it back now, but if he jams, we can just call down with the king. Don't have to get too fancy here. Also another spot where I think he's just gonna ram down the ace 5 for 3 straights. He checks it back and we win, which is awesome. Guess he rivered a jack or just gave up with the bluff. And we get ace king the very next hand. So a little momentum there, maybe in our favor. Let's sit out this one table before it's breaking. And 18 big blinds. The question is just, do a jam right away? Do I 3-bet and induce something? I think this guy is quite loose, so just gonna jam this in. Maybe aces, kings, I would 3-bet smaller, but ace king, I think I'm just gonna jam. And yeah, we fade the snap. Don't mind getting a call, obviously having ace king. Opponent is deep in the tank for his 18 big blinds. He makes the call. And we're up against ace 10. Can we hold? No 10, please, dealer. Looks good on the first one. Can we win the second one as well? Dicey one. We need to fade a lot of outs, and we can hold another time, which is great. And yeah, chipping up, which is great. Getting some momentum going here towards the end of the stream. We open raise the a7. Really good board for me, just going for a small range bet. Taking it down. Table 6, we now have the ace queen. And gonna open raise it blind to blind. Pretty good board for me. Can go for a small c-bet. It's almost like I'm value betting with this hand. Getting caught by a lot of weaker ace-x and queen x hands. Let me actually move this table over to slot 4. Just 1 second, guys. We'll be back there. And we actually get a raise, which is really, really interesting. Fairly large as well. Against this, yeah, I think I'm folding this one. Calling with backdoors. This is close, but he sized up kind of to like 60%, which is a bit suspicious. There's some bluffs here, of course, but it's gonna be tough to know where we're at on the turn. So I don't mind just folding right away. 9-10 against EP. Bit of a loose 3-bet, but if you guys don't know me, I'm not really the guy to pass up on those spots when we're in position. And we go for another fairly, maybe even lose a squeeze there, out of position against hijack and button. See if we can get some something going there. And we have queens over here in table 1. My voice is dying, so I'm gonna end the stream soon. And let's play this one. Gonna start out with a half pot c-bet. Could even size up on this board. It's a really, really good board for me. Actually, I think I am going to size up with queens here on this board. just take it down. Table 3, we defend the queen 6. Goes check, check. The ace, unfortunately, on turn. Not the greatest card. He's going to have a lot of ace-x, so we're going to check it over to him. If he bets, we're going to call one. But I'd prefer him to check back on the river and not to see another bet. Unless we obviously river the queen. And I think I'm actually going to lead out small here. Don't think he's going to bluff often enough. And we definitely get value more from an ace-x here. That might just check back. And we do get called, which is amazing. Ace 9 now on table 2. We get an open raise, unfortunately 3-bet, so we have to fold. King 8, again another loose one, but I'm gonna go for another 3-bet here. Against the cutoff, you can 3-bet King 8. Against hijack it would normally be King 9, but I think it's fine. Either way, take it down. And table 4, we flop bottom pair and the flush draw. We see a small c-bet. Gonna raise this one up. Obviously happy if we get folds. There's a lot of comfortable turns, and we have, you know, a monster draw, so even if we get called, we're fine. See a call, we make the flush. Interesting now. Are we always going to bet this? Do we ever check this back? If we bet 3 street, it gets kind of close against some better flush draws, but I think we're still going to bet this. Not going large because I want to still bet my 2 pairs sets, and yeah, this is the one downside. Obviously calling. He went fairly small with the raise on the turn, but also fairly quick. So I'm not in love with this. 7 comes on river, which is really, really interesting. I don't think he raises like 7-5, 10-7 on the turn, so I'm not too afraid of boats. He checks it. Yeah, I think we just check this back. Like, might seem nitty, but apart from ace 10, I don't think we really get value from worse, and he can definitely have better flushes. So just gonna check this, and he had the jack 6. Wow, absolute bluffing with air there. Didn't really expect that. Gonna upgrade this guy to a recreational and spew versus block bet. Give up on the river. Really, really interesting hand there by him. I did expect some bluff raises, but then more in the form of like king queen, king jack. So we're almost up to 200 big blinds here, which is great. But not doing too well on the other tables. Well, apart from table 1, where we also are on 200 big blinds. And I think the guy just lost aces against 7-6 all in pre-flop, if I saw this correctly. Let me see. Ah no, it was a 3-bet pot and they just got it in on the flop. Interesting. So this guy definitely a player that plays quite loose, quite aggressive. Meaning, I mean, I could just check and then bet, but we go for a bet. He folds right away. Fortunate. Are you using a HUD for coin poker? If so, which one that works? The stream. Thanks for the stream. Found it via YouTube. Great stuff, mate. DJ Atlas. Thank you. Awesome to hear that. Glad you're enjoying it. Yes, I'm using a HUD, but you can see it. It's from just hand to note. Works while you're playing. I think it's one of the only ones that works without a converter. If you have Poker Tracker or if you have Poker Tracker or excuse me, what's the other one? Holder Manager. I think you need a converter. but this one, hand to note, works without anything. I just need to have a hand to note open, and then yeah, you'll automatically be displayed the HUD that you're using. We have pocket queens here. I think we want to make this one of the last hands, and gonna sit out next orbit and show you guys the results. Again, thank you very much. Almost 30 people tuning in, some over on YouTube as well, so that's awesome. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Going for a 3-bet here. See if we can get one more interesting pot, but gonna sit out next big blind on all of them tables. Opponent in the tank. If you see a 4-bet here, I think we're just gonna run it with queens, but we do just see a fold. Nothing really going on, no hands. Gonna open raise here in table number 2, the ace-3 offsuit. The table is also breaking, so don't mind if we just sit out rather soonish. Yeah, definitely a roller coaster of a session. Really interesting one. See if we can get some more hands going. Maybe we can play the king 9 if it folds to us, but it doesn't. And we have 4 tables left. One is showing twice, so here we have the pocket 3s. Open raising from the cutoff. If you see a 3-bet, it's too small sizing. Against normal sizing, I'd probably just fold, but against this sizing, let's try and flop a set. I don't think we flopped a set all stream. What about a full house, guys? I take that as well. Set is good, but you know, I'm not gonna complain about a full house. Happy, and let's just get some action now. Pretty good board for him. Expect a range bet, even for half pot would be fine. Goes for the small bet. She's a little bit weaker, but obviously with our full house, we're just tanking a little bit, calling, hoping he picks up, you know, any overcard. Deuce coming in, better for me. I can have 5-4. I don't think he really has 5-4, so really hope he keeps on firing. If he checks, I expect him to mainly just check forward, to be honest. Maybe ace king is check calling 1. But we see another big bet, which is music to my ears. Basically impossible for us to lose here, you know, unless he rivers a better full house. Gonna tank here. Like if I have 7s, 8s, I'm not loving this spot. If I have ace queen, you know, do I make another call? So I don't want to give away any reads and just tank a little bit, make the call. This is a really good run out for me. So if he still jams here, I'd expect him to be quite good. But obviously he could have rivered into a backdoor flush, which would be great for us. He checks now, and obviously we jam. It's quite hard for us to have bluffs there. We would need to turn like pocket 4s or pocket 5s into a bluff after, you know, calling twice, which quite tough to see. But if he has aces, kings, queens with a heart, also not so easy to get away for him. So gonna give it some time there. Right? Like I really need to figure out that my my you know 4s and 5s are likely no good, and that I could actually turn those into bluff jam. So yeah, gonna take some time and then go all in. Hopefully get a call from aces, kings, queens. Expecting mainly to see just a lot of folds, yeah. But definitely take it. Nice little pot there towards the end of the stream. We have a few more hands going. We have no recreational. Mark that in case we see him next time around. No action on any of the other tables, but a big pot here on table 2. Didn't follow the action. I guess it's a 3-bet pot. Or no, check raise, triple barrel, and then imposition jams on the jack. Really cool run out. We have ace queen here on table 3. While I'm closing down the other tables. And yeah, last hand. I will show the results with you guys. Give me 1 second. Just gonna open hand to note. Go into today's session. I'll load up my profile, and we want to see just the last 24 hours. So yeah. 1 second, guys. Let me show you the results. Dead break even. So we switch over here. If you have a look at the graph, we were up. Is this in units or is this in blinds? Let's switch to UCT. So we're up $50. We're down $60 at worst, and at the end we are basically breaking even, losing $4. We ran a bit over EV. I think we won 1 flip. So that's definitely fortunate. I had a lot of swings up and down, and steadily made a steady reground towards the end. So I'm gonna update the sheet. Not much changed. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Make sure to check out our Discord, !Discord in the chat, so you get notified the next time we go live. And if you're interested in coaching as well, all information is in the Discord or over on our website, valueheavy.com. And yeah, thanks again everybody for tuning in. Gonna try to stream again either this week or latest next week. Until then, have a nice evening and talk to you soon. Bye bye.